It's also possible to leave. It's also possible to say, this is no longer for me. All of that is possible. Truly. And it's all within ourselves to take action on those dreams. Hello and welcome to the Business of Happiness podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Tarryn MacCarthy, and today's going to be a great day. I have an interesting story to tell you today. It's something that I've been kind of mulling around and dealing with for the past really 2 weeks. And when I caught myself doing it, I thought, oh my gosh, I have to bring this to my audience because it's such an amazing example of when fear steps in our way of achieving our dreams and how easily we give into it. And it's not always in the way that you think. It's not always, it's in these subtle ways. You know, we know what fear looks like, right? But sometimes it sneaks in a really subtle way. So what happened for me in the past couple weeks is things are going really well in my life. And I am enjoying this beautiful business. I'm enjoying my coaching program, doing my group coaching program, Radical Happiness. And it's so fun to watch the participants of the Radical Happiness program, men and women, doctors and dentists and physical therapists, and they're all transforming and finding such new insight in their lives and really making some incredible changes, doing courageous things. And, you know, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be sharing this material with such incredible men and women and watching it actually take place in their lives, watching true transformation happening. Now we're just 4 weeks in and I'm already seeing some huge changes and getting incredible feedback. So, you know, everything's going so well. And all of a sudden, I start introducing some more things into my life. So I started purchasing new courses for me to keep learning. My lifelong mission is excellence, to provide excellence. So I thought, you know what, in my hypnotherapeutic training, I really need a deeper certification so that I can truly bring even better resources and better knowledge to my clients. So I signed up for another hypnotherapeutic certification. And then I signed up for a TED Talk because I'm so excited to deliver this incredible message on a bigger platform. And I signed up with a nutritionist who is incredible, who I thought, you know, I really need to up my nutrition game so that I can bring my full self on stage and in my podcasts and show up fully as myself in my, you know, in my greatest way so that I can deliver absolutely the best to my audience every time in podcasting, on stage, and with my clients one-on-one. And I really need to fuel my body in a greater way. I mean, I just need to up my game. I'm realizing the importance. And then last week I hit a wall. I hit a wall because I'd added so much onto my plate. And I found myself back in that old habit pattern of working hard. The one thing that I was coaching my clients on, sharing with them how to avoid, giving them the tools and tips that I've used to live in ease, to live in happiness, to grow big businesses, to serve our clients and our patients as medical and dental practitioners, and to do so in a life of ease and not this manic chaos, not inducing more and more work, putting more and more on our plates. And you know, I really realized last week I have overdone it. I did it again. I created more work for myself. And I'm so grateful to now know what's going on in my body when I realize what's happening. You know, it used to be that I would just keep pushing through. I'd hit a wall and I'd keep pushing through. And I remember hearing myself say that. I remember maybe even on a subconscious level, knowing that I was burnt out, knowing that I was overdoing things and exhausting myself, and then telling myself that it was resilient or courageous or honorable to keep pushing forward. And it's so interesting. It's so important that we ask ourselves that question. Why are we so afraid to live in ease? Why are we so afraid to give ourselves the opportunity to enjoy things when they're going really well? You heard in what I was telling you with that story, I'm doing really well. Things are going great in my life. I'm seeing such incredible evidence all around me that what I'm doing is really serving, and it's fueling me, and it's feeling easy and wonderful. And then I went in and made it hard. I didn't need to. Nobody asked me to. Nobody threatened me to. Nobody's asking me to give a TED Talk. It was only me that decided to add these extra things to my plate, to add more work for myself during the day. And it's an interesting thing to notice. It's an interesting thing to acknowledge when you're using work and achievement as a place of security and safety. And what's really going on in there? What's really going on behind that behavior pattern? You know, that behavior pattern is introduced to us, especially in medicine and dentistry. We learn how to work so hard during dental school. In fact, we're rewarded when we burned out, right? We cheer each other on. We talk, the language we use in medical and dental school is, I'm exhausted, I'm overwhelmed, and I keep going, I keep waking up. I remember in dental school not doing my laundry for weeks, not going grocery shopping for weeks, definitely not exercising for weeks, and not eating properly for weeks and weeks. And I remember almost feeling like that was a badge of honor that I wore, you know, that I was really focusing on my schoolwork and making that a priority, but not recognizing that my achievement, my overachievement, my focus on work was actually my safety. So what's happening there when we're sitting in a place of comfort and then we sabotage ourselves with old habit patterns, even when we know what's happening, even when we know the truth? And the great thing is, once you understand this, you can catch it. And trust me, I very quickly made some hard decisions in my life to just table the TED Talk for a moment, to take a deep step back and just take a deep breath and give myself some room to live in this space of ease and comfort. So what's happening there? Well, it's really interesting, because what fear is just your body's way of trying to keep you safe. And you know, that makes sense when I say it in that way, right? We run away from something that's dangerous because we're trying to stay safe. And that makes so much sense when we talk about physical safety, when we talk about, you know, not touching a hot oven. Fear makes you not touch that hot oven. It's keeping you safe. But sometimes our safety is actually what's preventing us from living our happiest lives, from experiencing our wildest dreams. Sometimes our sense of safety is in the old habit patterns that once served us, but actually at this point are hurting us, are actually preventing us from taking action on our dreams. And so fear steps in to keep us safe, to keep us the same as we always were. Even if same is not long-term sustainable, or even if same is preventing you from happiness, your body and your mind and your nervous system just wants to keep you safe. I mean, for a moment, let's just celebrate that. Let's just take a moment to recognize how incredible your body is. Your body knows how to keep you safe, and that's its own whole job the whole time. Your mind and your brain want to keep you safe, keep you sane, because that's what it's used to. And every time we step outside of our understanding of what usual is, of what normal is, of what same is, things get a little crazy. I mean, haven't you had that experience? So let's imagine a situation where maybe you're jumping off a bridge. And I'm not just talking about the fear that you're experiencing in your body. I'm talking about the fear that now gets triggered in your thoughts. And the thoughts that start coming through are, this is dangerous, you're crazy, don't jump off the bridge. That's when fear is very loud and clear, and we can hear it. We know exactly what's happening in our body. It's almost like you have to throw yourself off that bridge because your body is resisting. Every muscle in your body is holding back from jumping and leaping into that water. Even if you've watched 10 people jump off the bridge and you see that they're safe, it's still, you feel it in your body. And you hear it in the thoughts that start coming into your head. Well, the same is true when we're stepping outside of our comfort zone into a new way of life. Hey guys, I'm interrupting your podcast episode to let you know about an incredible new program that I'm launching in January of 2023. It is specifically for practitioners in medicine and dentistry to help you rediscover happiness and inner fulfillment within your profession and your life. I remember what it was like for me when years ago I was so depressed and anxious and feeling like I had created and built a treadmill I just couldn't get off of, pushing through every day and wishing my life away. This program is the how of how to find happiness in your practice and in your life, because we know that when we feel good, that's when we can do good. Check out thebizofhappiness.com/radical happiness, or click the link in the show notes. I cannot wait to see you there. You know that feeling when you're on vacation from work and you're feeling so comfortable and relaxed, and it maybe took you a few days to get there, to unwind from all the stress and the anxiety that you were swimming in before you went away on vacation. And now you're finally relaxed and things seem calm and easy. And you maybe even have perspective of the rest of your life, and you realize where maybe you've been putting urgencies on things that really were not urgent, or making mountains out of molehills that really don't need so much of your attention. And you think, gosh, I wish I could just keep this. I just wish I could just stay in this space of ease and joy. And then so easily we go back to work the next day and we dive right back into the stress and the do more mentality. And the question is, why do we do that? Why do we so easily give in? On the Sunday, you knew what it felt like. You made yourself a promise. You said, I'm going to keep this feeling. I'm going to keep this. I want to bottle this feeling. And then Monday morning, boom, you swam right back into stress and overwhelm. And do. And you created that same narrative that those molehills were really mountains. And you can reflect back and think, why can't I hold on to that vacation feel? The answer is, it's just your mind trying to keep you safe. Because it understands and it's so used to what do, stress produces. Because at some point in your life, that actually gave you some reward. That actually got you somewhere, that actually got you success. This beautiful house that you're sitting in, this beautiful practice that you're practicing in, this beautiful car that you're driving, stress and anxiety and do more actually got you that stuff. That's what your mind thinks. And so there's a fear that comes about, if I were to stay in this place of ease and calm, what would happen? What would happen to me? Would I just end up on the beach with no food or clothes or family or practice or car? Or what would happen if I just sit in ease? Would I just turn into a blob on the couch? I mean, literally that's what your brain is feeding you, is the fear of what if you allowed for ease and comfort and serenity and peace and joy. You're capable of it. We know what that feels like. We know what it feels like to go to work and sit in the ease of it. You know, if you've been practicing for a while, it's easy. You almost don't have to think anymore. You really can enjoy what you're doing. You really know what that feels like when you go to work and you're with a patient and it comes second nature to you. You are an expert at what you do. In fact, You know what it feels like to live in ease with most things in your life. And what's introducing the stress and the additional expectations of you is just an old habit pattern that says you need to be in stress to survive because it's what you've been doing for decades and because that's what your system thinks is safe. Isn't that interesting? Fear is just trying to keep you safe. It's just trying to keep you the same. So the incredible thing that we can do is absolutely pay attention and have awareness. I always say this, awareness is a superpower. Awareness is such a superpower, and I'm talking about the awareness of yourself. I'm talking about the awareness of your thoughts, the awareness of your body, the awareness of your behavior patterns, and of your emotions. Whoo, big one. Because we tend to avoid facing those emotions. We tend to avoid facing those thought patterns. We just go with it because it's easier to just listen to fear. But what happens when we do that, when we ignore those important signs and we don't take a step back and say, what is going on here, Tarryn, that you're adding more work to yourself? What is happening here? If we don't take a moment to recognize that old habit pattern, what happens? Fear wins. And you lose. Your dreams lose. Your goal and your desire of living with radical happiness, with joy, with ease, which is possible. You know, and that's so interesting because I think there's this fallacy that we're beginning to buy into in medicine and dentistry, that it's not possible to live in joy and ease in medicine and dentistry. Wrong. It's totally possible. It's totally within your power. It's totally within you. You do not have to live the same life as everybody else. And is it true that there are a lot of people living in overwhelm and stress and burnout? Yes, 100%. That's been the model that's been modeled for us. That's what we've been taught, but doesn't have to be that way. It's possible to live in ease. It's possible to choose how you want to show up every day. It's possible to choose how many days a week you want to work. It's possible to decide how many days a year or weeks or months a year you want to take off. It's possible to go away for a year. We have so many people who do that in our profession. It's possible to fall in love with what you do. It is, and it's within your control. It's also possible to leave. It's also possible to say, this is no longer for me. All of that is possible. Truly. And it's all within ourselves to take action on those dreams. However, fear doesn't go away. Fear does not go away. Even when you're taking action and in the moment, there's going to be some times where you're stepping a little bit outside your comfort zone, and it's going to take a while to get used to that new space, to remind your body, I am safe. I am safe. It is okay to go on a little bit longer vacation. It is okay to live with a mindset of ease and calm and joy. It is okay to enjoy this moment right now and to not constantly be reaching for achievement or new accolades or new certifications or this is coming from me. I'm a lifelong learner. I love to learn. It's one of my deepest values. And it's okay to take a break. It's interesting. I feel like this has been the theme of multiple episodes in the past couple of weeks. And the reason why it's resonating so much with me is because I'm recognizing how many people in our profession get a glimpse of ease and joy, and then they self-sabotage. And I wanted to let you know what that was. That your brain is doing exactly as it should. That your body is so brilliant, that your mind is so brilliant, and it's just trying to keep you safe and keep you sane. And when we begin to recognize that, that's when we can talk to ourselves again and recognize those habit patterns and remind ourselves, you are safe in this moment. It is okay to show up to work and find it easy and enjoy the day. It is okay to have those moments where it's like, everything's just cruising right now. And that's okay. I don't have to introduce more chaos. Recognizing, having the awareness is the superpower. So I wonder what that would look like to you today. I wonder if you go into your day just with the expectation of finding ease, looking for ease in all interactions, in anybody you speak to, in any action that you're taking. I wonder what it would look like if you just went in from a space of ease and letting yourself be comfortable with it. In fact, going in knowing this might be uncomfortable. I might show up to this event and just be uncomfortable because I'm being so calm. Because sometimes calm doesn't feel safe. When anxiety and stress is the norm, calm can feel very uncomfortable. So what if we just go into the day today, or into this week, or into this weekend with that perspective of sitting in the calm, expecting calm, looking for calm, and then reminding our bodies in that moment that this is safe. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your perspective on how you imagine fear showing up in your life. And I'd love to know if you've identified any moments where maybe you've noticed some self-sabotage and it's made you undo something that you were heading towards. It's prevented you from finding your dreams, from stepping into that life of your dreams. You're amazing. Just by being here, you're amazing. Just by holding space for new perspective, you are amazing. And you're doing amazing things in this world. And, as I said earlier in this conversation, I'm really so excited about this course, Radical Happiness. It's going so well for this incredible cohort that I'm definitely going to be launching another one in the next few months, because there's so much demand and excitement about it. So if you're interested in finding out more about Radical Happiness, most definitely send me a message or email me at tarryn@drtarrynmaccarthy.com, or check out the website, www.drtarrynmaccarthy.com or www.thebizofhappiness.com, and all the information about the Radical Happiness program is in there. And until next time, my incredible friends, remember, when you feel good, that's when you can do good. Bye-bye.